good fish right here.
Coming up next on Virginia Outdoor Life, big bass are biting south of the border. The Pasquotank River is the place, and we'll show you where to catch them.
Got it.
Plus, with the seas churning, these guys had a blast last weekend. Catch the best waves of the summer and a whole lot more straight ahead on Virginia Outdoor Life. Hi, how are you? And welcome to the show for Saturday, September 7th. We hope you weathered the storm all right. I think the theme the last couple of weeks on the show has been trying to reason with hurricane season.
Yeah, big squalls in the Gulf Stream.
That's right, and they are coming. That's
they are
sure.
coming in. You got that right. Or have been in.
Or have been in and now thankfully are gone.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. First, though, we're going to start our show this week with a little bit of bass fishing or fast fishing,
whatever.
Depending on how you look at it. Now, obviously, you are the expert on the show, but
I don't know about that.
Well, at least in my book. But I did want to show you that I can wet a hook every once in a while as well. I went out early this week, did a little bass fishing with Larry Lusk. We had a good time too. We headed for the Pasquotank River in Elizabeth City. We found him. Out here near Elizabeth City, some of the great fishing holes that Larry's got out here. Larry, we're going to be looking for a little bass today, and you got a couple of different ways we're going to do it. So what do we got?
Right. Well, I tell you what we're going to be doing, Bob. If you look out here behind us, what we're going to be doing is casting our lures on some of these offshore barges and old sunken logs and pilings, and then later on we're going to be fishing a bubblegum worm without a weight in some of the lily pads.
Now, what's the difference between that and what we got on here right now?
Well, the popper, of course, has got two sets of treble hooks, which really won't allow you to come through the lily pads. It'll be constantly hanging up. But we're going to fish this bubblegum worm weedless, and the hook will be, inside of the worm, and it will allow us to kind of pull it around the lily pads and hopefully catch a big one. I tell you what, try off the end of that log. See the log right there?
Yeah.
And the little green moss?
Yeah, right to the right.
Try to get the popper to just come popping right by the end of that log right there. Good shot. Okay, just pop. Oh. No, one's got it.
All right, here we go. And you thought we were going to get shut out. Second cast, how about that? Woo, doggy. How about that?
Here we go. I'll get him.
Stay there, Mikey.
All right, I'll get him off.
I told you we wouldn't get shut out.
How about that? Okay, Bob broke the ice.
Told you. And we did
now,
it with
Bob,
a
let me tell you, we're not going to be like Roland Martin and Jimmy Houston and say that's a 4 or 5 pounder. But we'll go ahead. We're still going to practice.
Now, how do I hold it?
Well, right on the bottom lip. He won't hurt you, won't bite you. And we're going to practice the old catch and release.
How about that? I've always wanted to say this. We're going to put you back in there and let you grow up a little bit more. Second cast.
Second cast, yes, sir.
All right, my man.
Going to get dialed in on the top water.
Absolutely.
I guarantee there's a 4 or 5 pounder hiding beside this barge somewhere.
All we got to do is find him.
I got one. I got a good one, too. Look at here. Got it?
Yeah, I got the net. Bring him in here. Oh, look at that. Nice.
Woo! How about that?
Man,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. A little downtown Pasquotank.
Finally got one. It took us all day, but we finally got it.
How about that?
Nice.
Yes, sir. Top water. I'll let him go over here on this side. That's about, he's about a 3 pounder, I guess.
All right, excellent.
It's just one of my favorite rivers. You know, the Albemarle Sound has about 6 or 7 rivers on the northern side, beginning with the North River. Then you have the Pasquotank River. Then you have Big Flatty. You have Little River, then Perquimans River, then Yopium, then Edenton, the Chowan River. There's just this Albemarle Sound is a great bass fishery. It's got lily pads and stumps and old laid down logs, and it doesn't have quite as much of the recreational traffic as some of the lakes like Bugs Island or Lake Gaston. And
the best part is it's less than an hour from downtown Norfolk.
You got it, yeah.
Oh, I got one. There we go. Here we go. Oh yeah, this is a big one.
Hold on to him. I'm gonna get the net. This is a nice fish.
I got him.
Good fish. Don't get off, baby.
Let's see what we got here. Hang on, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You got it? Okay, here we go. Here we go.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
How about that?
Woo!
Yes, sir.
Now that's a fish.
How about that? Bob?
Yeah, I got to admit, it has been some time since I've been fishing, and I forgot how much fun it is. You just get out there, and I mean, not just it's just so peaceful out there. And like I said, it's amazing that it's just an hour from our studios right here in Norfolk.
I have been saying for many years that we are so fortunate to live in this area and have so much available to us in the outdoors, from fishing to hunting, and it's all within a very short drive of the major metropolitan area.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I got the bug now, and now I'm starting to bug Mike and Mike to get me out there on the river some more. I want fish.
Come on out.
Fish now.
Come on out.
It's going to be great. It's exciting. Well, fishing in the ocean in the bay was awash last weekend as Hurricane Eduardo churned up the sea. But these conditions were welcomed by the surfing community. They did not let the best waves of the summer go to waste. Their story is coming up as Virginia Outdoor Life rolls on. He was a Kodiak-looking fellow, about 19 feet tall.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Last week we were preparing for Hurricane Eduardo. This week, hoping to dodge Fran. Fortunately, we've been very lucky. No direct hits, but the storms have made it tough to get out there and fish, haven't they?
They have made it very tough to get out there and fish, and also have made it somewhat apprehensive for boat owners as well.
Bet.
They haven't been able to get away. They've had their boats tied up at the docks for a long time. Even though it looks nice in there at Lynn Haven, it's running 3 to 6 feet last Saturday out on the bay, and just not a good time to be out. You can see there's a boat trying to get out on the bay, and even the ocean was even worse, of course, because of the size of the seas out there, and any wind just blows the tops right off of them.
Right.
In fact, the Virginia Beach white marlin tournament was canceled completely. They tried to run the weekend of Eduardo, and they tried to run the weekend of Fran, and they just said the heck with it. Thank heavens, because if they tried to run next weekend, Lord knows what kind of storm we'd get.
That's right. Speaking of which, they were not able to get that tournament in this weekend, and instead of trying to put it off or anything else, they have unfortunately canceled it for the year.
All right, it's over. And it's
First
a
of
shame
all, I'd like
because
to
of what
welcome you to the 25th, the silver anniversary of the Virginia Beach Marlin Tournament. And on behalf of our sponsors and advertisers, we're glad you're here. However, we're not glad that Eduardo is here. Most of you know we're not going to fish this weekend. Eduardo is off the coast. We don't know what it's going to do, but obviously we're not going to take our boats out 70 miles towards it and fish.
Right.
Not a good idea.
Not
at
a
all.
good idea. Jim did a good job and a good move there.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely discretion the better part
Yes.
of valor. We've got, some tips we want to show as far as what to do to...
When your storm is coming, first thing, if you can get your boat out of the water, get it out of the water. Put it in dry storage. You can put it in dry storage for just a day. If you can't, try to dock it in a safe harbor. Get it out of harm's way. Get it someplace where the wind and the tides won't affect it. If you have to leave it tied, put on storm lines and moorings. It's not an easy thing to do, but do the best you can with your storm lines and moorings. And make sure you take all of your canvas and all of your loose items off the boat. Take the canvas off and anything loose. All your electronics off. Check your auto bilge pump. No, don't take the auto bilge pump off. Make sure it's working, because that can save your boat, and make sure your batteries are well charged. And clear your scuppers. A self-bailing boat where the scuppers are clogged up isn't going to bail much water, and it'll sink. So just some ideas to keep in touch with, keep in mind when a storm's approaching, whether it's a hurricane or nor'easter or what.
I saw some pictures from Charleston, South Carolina earlier this week. A man has actually, in advance of Fran coming, guy has actually tied this huge boat that he has up in his front yard.
I saw that.
Waiting for the storm surge to come and take it.
Yeah, I saw that.
All right, well, now, be honest with you. I don't know, where are we going here, Bibbs? What are we going to do? we're going to go to the surf story. All right, unfortunately, as we said, boaters were not able to get out this weekend. The storms did have a, well, I wouldn't say a catastrophic effect, but definitely a dampening effect on the local anglers. Fortunately, it meant great action for the area surfers. The surf was up at Virginia Beach, as you're about to see.
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah. Do you think it's gonna get worse?
I don't know.
You nervous at all about going out there?
Nah. I will not ask Dad.
Does it take anything special to go out on a day like this?
It's just adrenaline.
Adrenaline, huh?
Yeah, hurricane swell, man. Hurricanes, man.
You
You
just
know?
get here?
Yep.
Yeah.
About
So you
10 minutes ago.
Made the trip down just for surf.
Just for surfing, you know. We are tuned up to the Weather Channel. So, you know, whenever there's a hurricane coming up, we just see it come going, you know.
We've been tracking this hurricane for a while, and we heard it was waves, and I got to be back at work before. So, we're pushing it right now, but we came out here. That way we go back, we'll be sore and tired, but we'll be able to say we surfed hurricane. This is, we've surfed about 3 so far, but this summer's been kind of dry as far as waves are concerned, but this looks pretty good.
Pretty big.
Yeah.
I brought one of my boyfriend out there to try it out for the first time. He's getting a crash course lesson. Glassy, I saw one, I think that was about triple overhead. It was huge. And it's pretty nice out there. I'm having fun.
You know, the only problem with those waves last week, 1 week after the East Coast Surfing Championships.
But they had a pretty good. I was surprised the size of the waves they had for that contest. If you saw it on News Channel 3, they had some nice waves. They were riding good waves for the contest.
It wasn't bad.
But they weren't like that, of course.
Never are, it
No.
seems like. Well, when Virginia Outdoor Life continues, we're going to announce our final 2 chefs who are going to compete for a gas grill from Commonwealth Propane. Plus, we've got some fantastic photos from the viewers coming up in the Outdoor Scrapbook. However, before we get to all that, that's right, got to find out what's going on the horizon by checking out the outdoor calendar.
Yes,
You-
indeed.
you started
I
off.
shall start. Okay. Tim Myers of Grafton, one large tuna caught August 3rd aboard the Fido with Captain Jamie Rybell. And Tim says he hasn't eaten a ham sandwich or a steak since he caught the tuna fish. Nice fish.
I will
nice
agree,
fish.
that is one large tuna.
Yes, it is.
John Tyler Twyford of Virginia Beach, age 7, caught this flounder August 17th in Quincy, Virginia, using a minnow for bait.
Eastern
Not
Shore
bad.
flounder.
Yes,
What could
sir.
be better? What could be better? All right. Stuart and Scott Wade of Virginia Beach, one of 3 white marlin caught and released aboard the Blue Chip 2. Scott's first offshore trip. He had a great time with his dad, and hopefully those white marlin are going to be there next week and for a couple more weeks, I hope, because we want to get out and get some ourselves.
Yeah, really. How far out do you think that was right there?
70 miles.
Man, the water just looks so calm out there when they took the
The
picture.
distance doesn't have much to do with it.
That's awesome. All right, Justin Williams from Orange caught a 21.5-inch flounder. He caught it August 5th at the 4th Island. He was here visiting his grandparents in Virginia Beach.
Yep, nice flounder, nice flounder. All right, now we have
Our guy.
our man Davey. Danny Davis, Portsmouth, 28-pound cobia caught off Sandbridge using live bait. Now, Danny needs 2 more citations to become an expert angler in the Virginia Saltwater Fishing Tournament. He has already this year 4 saltwater citations, 6 freshwater citations.
I'm sure not going to bet against him.
No, he'll make it. He'll make it. I know his coach.
Also, Danny and Mom Peggy from 2 largemouth bass. They caught those in July at Western Branch. Welcome back. It's time for the hot product segment. Now, you remember earlier in the show we went out fishing for bass on the Pasquotank River. And by the way, we forgot to thank Larry for taking a day off and taking us out there. I'm sure we had to twist his arm really hard to set that up.
Well, I mean, taking you, that's work.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, you got a point there. Never thought of it that way before, but yeah, you're right. All right, this hot product's going to help you land some of those big bass like the ones we caught. They're hog collar lures, and they're made by the Morgan Bait Company in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. They are available at a lot of local tackle shops, and if you have trouble finding them there, you can call the company directly at 800-852-0582, and they will tell you exactly where to get them. That's good stuff.
Yep, good stuff.
I think we might even use one of those.
We got a whole
spinnerbaits
bunch of them
when we're out
over
there.
here too, so it's a nice package. Nice package.
There's the number again for the Morgan Bait Company, 1-800-842-0582. I don't know if they have anybody named Fred answering the phones, but
we're
somebody
going
there
all
will
the
tell
way
you
to the bottom.
exactly where to find
All the
it.
way to the bottom because we went to the middle last week.
Now, here's somebody who's not going to need to
And-
call him.
I'm going to say Will Haas, H-A-A-S, from Zunai.
Will Haas from Zunai. All right.
I believe that's right.
Okay.
But anyway, if you're Will from Zunai, you won.
Yeah, give us a call. Now, don't put it. In fact, I think
Bubblegum colored worms.
we use some of those bubblegum worms out
My
there.
favorite color in the saltwater is green. Green is I don't know. I've never used green in freshwater, but I assume it works.
Now you were saying, were you saying earlier you used a couple of these on some bluefish once?
Oh, some of the spinner baits we tried a couple years ago on bluefish. You got one bluefish to the spinner bait. They just crushed the wire and, you know, just.
But if nothing else is working, hey.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, no, we just did it for fun. You know, when they're hitting on the surface, anything you throw out there, or where you take a shoe and put a hook in it and throw it out there, they'd bite it. But,
I remember that. You know, I think I caught a shoe when we were out there. Too.
But, yeah, they all work in saltwater. They just don't hold up.
All right. Well,
Because they're not made for it. Not that there's anything wrong with them. They're
yeah,
just not made for saltwater.
it's a heavier fish you're catching out there.
Right, exactly.
How about the fishing forecast? Once the storms get out of the way, what are we looking at?
Well, you know, it takes a lot of moxie to give a fishing forecast when the weather's good, but to try to get one put together after a hurricane is tough. If we get a lot of fresh water, if we get a lot of heavy rain, it's really going to louse up the bay probably for several days. I kind of have a feeling the cobia bite may be over in the bay. We'll probably find them on the buoys offshore. I hope I'm wrong, but that's what happened last year, and just going by that. On the plus side, we should have the biggest croakers of the season as soon as the seas settle down. We ought to have huge croaker out there. So, you know, that's the way it looks from here.
All right, and it's better than spending a day in the office.
You got it.
Go out and wet a hook this weekend if you get a chance. If not, stay safe. I'm Bob Matthews. He's Eric Burnley.
Y'all take them easy.
See ya.